distraction. Welcome to the Clutch Sports Media 365 CFP Breakdown 365. Y'all know when it is. We're back. It's the week 15 review. CFP bracket breakdown chaos. It's a number of things. It's a number of things that we have to go through today, folks. But hold up. I got the wrong mic hook up. Hold up. Forgive me, folks. I had the mic hooked up on the other thing over there. Oh, God. I'm slow. I had the mic hooked up on the computer. All right. So there we go. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. Forgive me. I had the wrong. Had it hooked up. Yeah, it was hooked up wrong. But yes, this is Clutch Sports. Okay, there it is. Now I know the difference now. All right. It's the Clutch Sports Media 365 CFP Breakdown. Yes, it dropped. Tuesday, I was doing laundry, though. I was taking care of some other business. I had some other stuff to take care of. And today, I said I was going to pay for it today. So we got a Patriot Blitz up. We're doing this one. Then we got the power rankings. Then we're going to do a breakdown with the picks and get ready for the next week. We got Dallas and the Lions tomorrow, but we got to talk about the bracket. We got to talk about the coaches, the hirings, the firings. They still don't have a coach at Penn State. They still don't have one of those. So I'm just wondering what's going on. But guys, in order to get where we're going, we gotta take it back to where we come from. So let's roll that footage one more time. Welcome. All right. So if you notice, week 15 went off with some of what I like to call upset breakdowns, miscues, what the moments. And believe me, I was there for them all. So welcome back to the Clutch CFP 365. Robbery week is done. It's in the books. It's over and done. The final CFP ranking before the championship weekend have landed, causing some serious drama and confusion as we move to the 12-team bracket. Oh, let's just break down the major movers, shakers, and the utter chaos at the cut line. Okay? So, guys, it is getting real. It is so real that Kiffin hopped on the plane and he won't be on the sideline when Ole Miss takes their chances to the playoff run. What? Yeah, they've done it. They've closed the door, changed the key cards, locked them out. I'm gathering this is not going to be a pleasant Louisiana Ole Miss, you know, homecoming when they, meet up. Because, we're so close, but thanks to Lane Kiffin, yes, it's a war. Started. But anyway, before we even get to that stuff, there is the results from what was rivalry week. The game. I'm still pissed behind this game. Yes, it may have been it may have been, it could have. But if you have questionable calls to start and you overlook, well, let's just say I don't quit. I'm not buying in with that. Ohio State dominates the game. The biggest story was the number one Buckeyes asserting their dominance over rival Michigan with a convincing 27-9 victory. Now, Julian Saying, quarterback, was clutch, throwing 3 touchdowns and finally giving Coach Ryan Day a much-needed win, exercising his demons because he's never beaten the Wolverines. Ohio State now heads to the Big Ten championship undefeated and firmly entrenched as the projected number one seed. Now, that's one thing I have to say about all this. Signetti and Hoosiers might be that they might eat themselves. See, the committee knew that this was going to be chaos. It was going to be a little chaotic because guess what? You put the best against the best. And you throw them in there and you see who comes out. Fair? Fair. Texas A&M takes a tumble. Not doing this tumble, but who who saw this one coming? The committee sure didn't, but they wanted somebody to upset the top. They wanted anybody but the Longhorns to do it because they knew the Longhorns would make a case. But why not us to get in there? Why not? Because just not your turn. The biggest ranking shock came from Austin, where the Texas Longhorns upset the number 7 Texas A&M Aggies 27-17. This loss was catastrophic for the Aggies, dropping them 4 spots and knocking them out of contention for the first round bye and potentially putting their playoff home game status in jeopardy. Now, rivalry week brings about more chaos than one wants to acknowledge, folks. And yes, nobody thought the Longhorns would pull it off. But our next one was no shocker. Ole Miss climbs despite what we opened with Lane Kiffin leaving, heading for LSU. The Rebs actually moved up a spot to number 6. The committee chose to evaluate the 11-1 team on its resume rather than the recent upheaval, solidifying its place in the 12-team field. So despite your coach leaving, you still got a favorable nod from the committee. And that's something shocking because I was trying to figure out how bad is it going to be, considering that, look, Texas dropped 4 spots. They were number 3. They dropped from 3 to 7. Ole Miss moves up 1 spot. Texas Tech, well, we get there. We'll get there. We will get there. We will get there. Hold on, wait. Now, let's get to the movers and shakers. Ohio State, no change. Indiana, there's no change. Georgia, they move up to number 3. They take the number 3 spot. They rightfully so. But wait a minute. Wait a minute. They moved up after their win and the Texas A&M loss. Now plays Alabama for the SEC title. So here goes the rematches. Here goes the chaos. Like undefeated and heading for the Big Ten title showdown with Ohio State. So you got Ohio, Indiana, Georgia, Alabama. You got the big dogs facing off immediately. Yes, they're coming. Texas Tech benefited from the A&M loss, controls its own destiny for a bye with the Big 12 title win. And guess who they get to play? Again. That, that Texas A&M major drop after losing to 3-loss Texas. Still in, but out of the bye conversation. So they can't get that first round bye. But they're still in it. Then there's number 9, Alabama. I'm kind of mad that we all know Oklahoma has not moved. They're still at 8. LSU could have got them, but we'll get to LSU later on in another part. We'll get to them. Alabama jumps Notre Dame, giving them a slightly safer position, even if they lose to Georgia. So they're in the playoffs despite a loss to Georgia. So that means that your top teams are all safe despite a win, lose, or draw. Oh, come on here, guys. Help me out. Help it make sense. Help it make sense. So, number 10, Notre Dame fell behind Alabama despite a large win, putting the Irish in a precarious position. Meaning, despite winning, they're not part of a conference. They could be the ones out. And then there's number 13, Texas. The guy standing at the door that just found out he can't get in. Rewarded for a win over Texas A&M, but likely the 3rd team out. Damn, champ. You can't win for losing. So, there was no change except for the fact that Alabama rose, Ole Miss did not get penalized or held to some level of degree because their coach decided to leave. I mean, can't blame. Now, the most controversial movement involves the team fighting for the at-large spots and home field advantage. Alabama, who jumps Notre Dame 9-10, the committee inexplicably value Alabama's narrow win over Auburn 5-7. Auburn more than Notre Dame's blowout victory over Stanford. This move is significant as it positions Alabama for a potential first round home game and makes them more likely to survive a close loss to Georgia. Notre Dame at 10 is now squarely on the bubble. Now, this is where it gets real funny. Now, you remember I told you where Texas Tech was at. Okay, Texas Tech is number 4, right? Now, those Red Raiders, right? Those guys are smoking hot. BYU and Miami looming 11 and 12. BYU is number 11. Oh my God. Here we go. Number 11, BYU. Faces a winner take all Big 12 championship against Texas Tech. A win puts the Cougars at number 4 with a bye. A loss likely knocks them out. Now, Miami, number 12, seems right behind the Irish and will need chaos, specifically a BYU loss and potentially an ACC championship upset to sneak in. Now, that is going to be the ultimate what moment because you have these guys all it's clustered, it's cake, it's a chaos. I said it was going to be chaos, and maybe now you will believe me. BYU is going to probably get boots smoked by Texas Tech again. All right, I'm just saying. They went in and they lost. They didn't even look like BYU to the fourth quarter in that game when they played Texas Tech. And we're talking, this is Texas Tech at home. Now imagine in the championship. And the whole while Miami's looking right there and they're like, well, that's our cue, boys. That's our cue. So this is going to be crazy. This is going to be utter chaos because it's coming this weekend, folks. I mean, this weekend is going to be the start of chaos. Now, Big Ten championship, Ohio State versus Indiana. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This is going these two right here. We already know what they are. The top seed, the winner is the undisputable number 1 seed and gets the first round bye. The loser likely falls into number 3. Then we got the SEC championship. The bye, the tag. If Georgia wins, they get the bye. If Alabama pulls the upset and secure They secure a bye. Georgia likely stays in the top four, and it creates a huge logjam that could knock Notre Dame out. So I know it's kind of confusing, but trust me, it really isn't. Then we got the Big 12. Big 12 final bye spot. If Texas Tech wins, they take the fourth bye. If BYU wins, they claim fourth bye and knock off Texas Tech down to the first round game, which I doubt that happens, folks. I swear I doubt that happens. And then we got the ACC championship, and that's going to be game five. That's going to be Duke versus Virginia, which, of course, I've heard the Nate boy. People are mad at this game here because they're rooting for Duke. I mean, to lose. They're not, and for Virginia to win. I don't even understand how they got these two in the damn game in a championship in the first place. But here goes. If Virginia wins, they take the ACC automatic bid. If Duke wins, the ACC championship will be unranked, potentially open the door for a group of five team like number 22 Lane or number 24 North Texas to claim a higher seed. So if Duke wins, then we gotta look to Tulane and North Texas who play this weekend and their conference playoff. This is what I'm telling you about the chaos, guys, because it doesn't get any more. So this weekend is pure eliminator. Every single game matters. Point blank. We got, and we would want to know your thoughts on the Notre Dame and Alabama. Notre Dame, Alabama. How the committee swapped them out, and what are your thoughts? Do you think that was cool, fair? Do you believe? Because guess what? Oh my God, it's just so much to go. But we got coaches that have been fired, hired. Lane Kiffin is with LSU. Ole Miss doesn't like it. They're like, you know what? We're just gonna get rid of it. Don't worry about it. And I'm feeling pain. Then we got. Hold on, let me get to it. So this week, again, before we get to this, is eliminators. You guys get ready for chaos that is coming in the form of, oh, it's just the playoffs. I ain't fanny. All right, the final farewell. Pfft, okay, you see that right there, folks. It's the final farewell. They don't. They made sure they saw them off well. Told them have a good one. They told him he was the greatest and number one coach and everything. They made sure they got the point across to him. They made sure Lane knew he was really loved and cherished over there. So, guys, let's pull this up. Let me see, because we about to get up so we can get power rankings in next. Oh yeah, I'm gonna speed through these days right here. The other video is not that long, so you can make it cut down so you can get right there. So, okay, now of course, AD. Ole Miss is gonna come out and gonna say, yeah, there's a dispute between there. ACC commish goalpost leagues worth two bids. He's saying that the ACC should have two bids from that division. They're worthy opponents. I mean, yeah, right now you should, because right now all we're looking at is Big Ten, SEC championship, Big 12, and the ACC, and you're pretty much saying you want two SEC, two Big Tens. maybe one Big 12, and then one from ACC and one from a group of five. So no, you need to kind of do this. USC flips a 4-star. Okay, Penn State lands ex Auburn quarterback commit, and that's without a coach. Now, Buckeyes Heartline named head coach at UCF. So there is coaching hires. Now, here we go. Grading coaching hires. Stein to Kentucky, Fitzgerald to MSU. We got moves around the coaching world, guys. We got moves around the coaching world. Oh yes, I've been putting up my numbers, guys. And here goes. Look, there he is. Self-inflicted with my own is finally had enough of Lane Kiffin. All right, and they was talking about sending. They wanted to send what's his name to Mike Tomlin to what's his name? A final farewell to Lane Kiffin in the bottom five. All right, now guys, these these were some crazy hirings. Okay, it was this was crazy. All right, you had to look at this. The wildest college football coaching cycle perhaps ever has reached the hiring phase. Schools around the Power Four that fire their coaches in the first 2 months of the season, or in Stanford's case, way back in late March, are targeting candidates and finalizing deals. Interestingly enough, one of the first major coaches to lose his job was Penn State's James Franklin. Was his first non-interim coach to be hired and headed to Virginia Tech. So we know he went to Virginia Tech. New hires always come with hope and optimism. But here we go. These are Kentucky will hires Will Stein. Stein of Kentucky. He told me when I visited Oregon recently, we were talking about the carousel. He also gives a vision. Kentucky. He was there with Bo Nix, Dylan Gabriel, and Dante Moore. Can he handle the quarterbacks and design offensive plan? Can he be a big SEC guy? They give this a grade of A minus. And Pat's Fitzgerald. Pat's Fitzgerald. Big Ten always makes the most sense for the setting. Fitzgerald's return. His connection to Northwestern, Chicago area, and he was the son of Kirk France at Iowa. Pacific Northwestern for Jared, a true Midwestern, excuse me. He knows how Michigan State can be. Michigan State quarterback have struggled in the past decade, of course. Northwestern has never recovered after Fitzgerald fired long-time offense. Okay, so he comes from Northwestern, and now he's at Michigan State University. So the Sparties, I didn't even know the Sparties, guys. I didn't even know the Sparties fired the damn coach. Like really? Okay. UCLA hires James Madison's Bob Chesney. It's a good fit, they say. So, guy comes from James Madison. And Chesney. When Foster was hired, UCLA next head coach Chip Kelly's departure was challenged. He may not be able to handle immediate recruit. I mean, hell, it is what it is. Chesney. LSU hires Lane Kiffin. And from what we seen Saturday against Oklahoma, anything's a good fit, better than what we have on the field before. All right, grade A minus. Ole Miss makes DC Pete Golden the new head coach. So there he is. That's the new Ole Miss head coach. So yeah, and he will be stepping in immediately. And Tulane's John Summerall. I didn't think this was true until I found out that the news broke, and he was mad. And then after the news broke, I was like, oh wow. So he's still gonna do that. So he is damn. Every time Tulane gets good, soon as they get good, somebody comes along and wants to poach a coach. You need to stay away. Green Wave, you need to come. These guys. Now, Summerall brings his win. He won the Sun Belt. He also won at Tulane. He has them we almost into the playoffs. Number 20. And now he's headed to Florida. Arkansas hires Ryan Silverfield from Memphis. All right. And that's him. And then Auburn hires UCF Alex Golish. Okay, so he steps up to Auburn. Stanford hires former Cardinal quarterback Tavita Pritchard as coach. So they got a former player, former coach. And Oklahoma State hires Eric Morris as their next head coach. Was he a good fit? Probably not. But Morris is going to get his feet wet. He got an A minus. West Virginia hires James Franklin. And we knew from Penn to Virginia. Now, that might actually do him some, who knows, might do him something. But they have to play Duke. Oh, God. So, that is, guys, that is your head coaches right there. That is the crazy world of coaches that we've just seen, except Penn State. Penn State still does not have a coach, but the committee did not shoot too hard. They didn't shoot too hard. They didn't. I thought it was going to be a lot of boom, boom, boom. And that was going to be a lot of boom, boom, boom. Let's look at the rankings right quick, and we can get up out of here because, like I said, we're going to power rankings. So here goes the top 25. Ohio State, number one, number two, Indiana. They still haven't changed. Georgia moves up to 3. Texas Tech at 4. Oregon at 5. Um, Oregon Ducks at 5, which is a good move for the Ducks. I'm not gonna lie to you. So then we got Ole Miss at 6, Texas A&M at 8, Alabama at 9, Notre Dame at 10, BYU at 11. That's gonna be interesting because like I said, they play Texas Tech, so they might be outside. Miami is at number 12, Texas at 13, and Vanderbilt 14, Utah 15, USC at 16, Virginia 17, Arizona 18, Michigan go blue at 19. Don't worry, we still in the building. Don't worry, we still in the top 20. Tulane at 20. Go roll, wave, roll. All right, so Houston, the University of Houston at 21. Then we got Georgia Tech at 22. The fall from grace has not been pretty for y'all. One more loss and you're out of there. And then we have Iowa. And I know that because that's the same thing happened in Florida State. Iowa is at 23. North Texas 24. And congratulations to James Madison, who has made it in. And the coaches poll, they got James Madison at 19. I would like to go with coaches poll too because they got Michigan at 18. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. Well, that is your top 25 right there. CFP after the committee switched up. They put Alabama at 9. They moved Notre Dame to 10. They put Miami at 12, and they made BYU and Texas Tech duke it out again. They're going to make everybody, well, with the exception of Indiana and Ohio, you're going to have a bunch of rematches. Well, it's not a bunch, but it's a significant amount of rematches. And this time around, I guess you could say this is the rematches you want to have, so you can see. You kind of making the job easy for yourself because you want them to kill each other. So anyway, that's that right there. Right, that's that right there. That is that right there. But guys, it's been a wild week. I mean, it's wild already. It's wild already because we had coaching changes. We've had people that just switched up on programs, now and now, folks, you looking at recruiting here. Recruiting is here. People are flipping stars and making stars. So get ready for. I guess you can get ready for what we all don't want to see, and they're about to start making some changes. I can see it coming. Might call it the Lane Kiffin rule, just because Yeo Lane Kiffin decides to do some retarded like this. But I mean, I want to thank y'all for watching, and make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel, please, if you don't mind. Hold on. Wait, let me cut this off. All right. Because, like I said, we're coming back with power rankings and another breakdown. You know, I got to clip up some stuff because I got some stuff clipped up today. Yeah. We might do a video on Mr. Salty. I'm salty. But anyway, thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, follow, like, and definitely remember, it's Go Blue. Thank you. Oh my God, we're getting so much hate from people about the Patriots because we winning and we're the best team in the NFL, and they're mad. They're mad. They're just mad. Literally mad.